Hello. I'm going to record myself today, try to record how I track my reading. I use many apps and things because there's different things I'm trying to track, and it's easier for me if I just have many places I put things, which can get to be a little bit annoying, but I've kept it up this year and I'm trying something a little bit different next year. But so this is gonna go to a voiceover because I need to buzz my head tonight. So you don't need to see this for how I track. So on to a voiceover, Ellie.
Okay, so I use a Google Sheets app. This one I got last year, and I'm actually not going to keep up with it because, or I'm not going to do it again because I ended up having to customize a lot of this, and it didn't have all the things I wanted to actually track. It is nice to see these types of things, and I really liked the TBR planning and it telling me if I read it or not, but it didn't include representation and things that I knew I wanted to track, so that made a difference when looking for this year. So I have two I'm going to try this year, and then I'll decide. So this is the one with Deja, and I will link both below, but this one was her premium one, and then I hid certain things that I don't need. And this one, I like that it's got a bunch of monthly stats, yearly stats, my TBR tracker, so I was able to go in and put things. This is a preview for tomorrow's video, my yearly TBR, so I put all the books that I hope to get to, my book clubs and buddy read tracker, which I guess now I can put that in there. She just announced that. My reading challenges tracker, my readathon log. I don't know if I'll do that. I don't really do too many readathons. And yeah, so basically most of what I'm interested in are the stats. And then I also got this one from Novelty Corner. Again, I'll link below, but hers is free. And what I really like about this, I hid a bunch of the things on the bottom that I don't need. I don't need arcs, or I don't really track too many, like my library things or whatever. And she has a lot of like fanfic stuff, but I love that she has like all these details on like if it's got disability rep, she calls it health. She's Australian, so there was a little bit of changing that I needed, but chronic illness, disability, tropes, keywords, like I love all of this. So I don't know that I'll use it to track everything, but I do actually like going in at the end. I usually do it towards the end of the month because I don't rate till the end of the month. But I do love having these spreadsheets, even though I do get all this data from, or a lot of this data from other places. But I'm going to try both of these. I may not keep up with both. We'll see. And then I also use Storygraph. I tend to update it every day on where I'm at in my books. So these are not currently updated. If I refreshed it, they would be because I updated it a little bit ago. But I really appreciate seeing the different stats from this. And I started the year doing good reviews on it. Now I don't. But I do like that books have more than one category and genre, so it doesn't just show, and I can track. Yeah, I like the things that it tracks. And then I'm trying Pagebound. I don't know that I like it. I couldn't go in and edit when I started these books until I'm done reading them, and that's not really my favorite. But yeah, if you have Pagebound, this is my username. Yes, as of right now, it's cute. It's got some things that need worked out, but it's also new. So these are the main ways on my computer, also kind of on my phone. And then I do also, let me find it, I use Lunatask, which is just, I use the free version, but I use it for my channel, but I'm also using it for my reading goal things, because I like seeing that they're being worked on, and I like having like all my rules in one spot, which again, I will be going over all of this in the video that I post tomorrow on my 2026 reading plans. So that's all here, and then I'm going to switch to what's on my phone. Okay, so there's two apps that I use that are exclusively on my phone. So this first one is Bookmory, and I've really liked using that this year. This one's actually usually pretty up to date. It gives me time estimates when I actually time what I read. This one I'm listening to on audio, so I'm put that one in, but I really like using this one. Often I'll put in this book to read later, I'll put what I'm planning to read that month. I love the book calendar. I know Storygraph has this, but I like Bookmory's better, and you can show all kinds of things. I just show any day I log it. You can, it's pretty customizable. So, I like that. I like that it's got a streak. And then, my daily statistics, which obviously today isn't much, but it can show me this kind of stuff. I don't pay for this one either. I like the rewind. I'm waiting for the year to finish because I don't need all the statistics, but it does show me which days I read, which I appreciate. And you can backdate, so if I miss logging something, I can go back and put what day. I like these statistics it gives me. I have like a favorites collection. So I like Bookmory. It's very simple. There's various ways, but really it's just, I don't take many notes. I have taken literally one note the entire year on here. I know my friend Sabrina uses it, and she actually takes notes, but I usually annotate in my books.
So this is really weird, but this is editing Ellie. Okay. So yesterday while I was editing the video you're watching, I realized I didn't show really how I use Bookmory and like the magic of it. So I decided I would do that, so I was going to do it yesterday, and then I ended up just listening to audiobooks, and I mentioned it, but I don't really use the part that I like while doing audiobooks. And so I decided I would sit down and finish my book, and I would show you. So today, so I'm gonna read Every Drop is a Man's Nightmare. So I go here, and one of the things, because I don't want to I guess I could do it. So there's two, I'm not screen recording intentionally. There's two little things here, right? So this is notes. I need to paint my nails. And this is a timer. So when I click the timer, which is what I click when I start reading, and then I immediately paused it. This is what it looks like. When it's going, the screen is black to conserve battery power. But one thing I like about it, it's similar to Forest app or something. It doesn't not let you pause it, but to just oh, that's what my phone is for. So I don't pick up my phone nearly as much. You can also have it set to count down. I know this is the worst way of doing this, but whatever. I don't care. And then you can also just add notes, which, as I had previously said, I don't really do. So I'm going to start this read, and then I will show you at the end of my reading. So, okay. Okay, Freya joined, but I just finished a story, so I click pause. And I did just realize half of the magic is when the thing's over. And so maybe I'll show that later because I will be finishing this book shortly. But when you click done, then a whole bunch of things pop up. So how much did you read? I read to 75%. It's also got give up, pause, and finished. And then, yeah, you can edit the date and time and then just save. And it gives you this little thing of like how fast. So at this speed, you can read 38.22% per hour. The remaining time until completion is 41 minutes. Okay, Freya, you're really not helping. So I'm gonna leave that there, and then, oh, that was the first time I've updated it today. And then I'll do another clip in a little bit, I don't know, like an hour when I actually finish this book. So I just finished. I click pause. Done. I've read it all. And then it has like a rating section and to write a review. I save that. I don't write my ratings till the end of the month. And then you click save. Gives you the read session. And then it gives you a little celebration. So yeah, I really like it. And then now if I go to daily statistics, I can see my statistics. And then like if I go into, like, for example, Every Drop is Man's Nightmare, excuse me, it's got like a log of every time I read it, how much I read. It's a short story collection, so I tended to read one story at a time. But yeah, so that's how I use Bookmory.
And the other app I use is Uncover. And this one I purely use, well, I shouldn't say that. Okay, so I have a Finished in 2025 collection. So this is just when I finish a book, I put it in here, usually, if I remember. Usually I do. When I'm reading a book, I set its status to when I start and when I finish, and that's all that I do. But these collections, I added my 12 ebooks, 26 physical that I'm trying to read, and then I ended up, oh, they're sorted by alphabetical. I ended up, usually I use finished, but I ended up making one for each month of 2026. I don't know that will keep. It was just for, before I had all my spreadsheets figured out and stuff, for me to figure out what books fit prompts. And then I always have a this month's TBR, which this is actually just January's right now. Oh, that's because I opened January. Okay, this month's TBR. And then I have to get. So these are books that I know that I want to buy. And then I have, or these are to get. So I'm okay getting the ebook. Sorry. And then finished in 2024 because I started using it then. Oh my gosh. To buy are books that if I go into a bookstore, these are the books that I've decided I would like to buy and then look into, or any books people have mentioned that like sound interesting to me. So I want to look into them. And yeah, I just kind of use it to save those. I don't usually have all these months, and actually I won't because it's going to bother me when it's this cluttered. But what I also like is that they do their own wraps and challenges. So, and if I go into like my currently reading, it gives me some tropes or things on here. And then they do like cute little ones, like this was the holiday one. And then they did a pumpkin patch, so it was any book that fit like this vibe. You got pumpkin. And then they do their own A to Z, so I didn't have to worry about tracking it. It just automatically did it. They did a romance challenge with like tropes, so this was paranormal. Again, they autofill. And then another romance trope one. This one is snowed in. And then Thriller Challenge. So yeah, here I didn't finish all of them, but I wasn't trying to. If there was one or so left in any of them, then I did. Mystery, I got a lot further. Fantasy, The Magic Path, I ended up getting. I actually read Mermaid down here by Jodi Picoult to fill the Mermaids one so that I could get that one, because that was the only one that I had left at the end of the year. Dark Path, not so much. And then Halloween, I'm really annoyed that this Monsters and Demons, which some of these can count as Monsters Demons, but then I don't have, like, for some reason, horror. But this was only from October onward, so that's kind of frustrating. But Christmas title, this one I read a couple books that I wouldn't have, but Santa and Jingle, because I had all the other ones. So yeah, I like it. And then it does make these cute graphics. They're not always perfect in terms of dates, but yeah, I like it just for myself, really, and to feel like I hit some challenges. It doesn't have format, and it doesn't have all books, like some of them I had to manually enter. But people can follow, like, your collections, or they can follow you. I don't follow anyone. I literally just use it kind of like as a Pinterest board, but really, like, to track. I use it mostly to track my, like, to get, to buy, and to look into. So, yeah, those are the ways that I use tracking. I know that I use a lot, and this is a lot, but feel free to ask me if you have any questions. And hopefully we'll see how this goes with the new year, because I'm doing a bunch of challenges, which I will talk about tomorrow in tomorrow's video. Thank you.